Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and I have here the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1 tablet. And it's pretty much the same tablet that we've seen a couple of times before, but the new thing is that it's running the TouchWiz software. Now, TouchWiz is a suite of applications that runs on top of Google Android. This is the first time that we've seen something this completely reskinning the Android 3 honeycomb experience. And the first thing that you notice is that the little buttons here have been changed a little bit. So it's still recent apps, home and back button, but they look a little bit different. And now there's also a new screenshot button, which just takes a picture of whatever you're looking at. Really handy, I think, for bloggers or anybody who really wants to be able to take a picture of what they're looking at and share it with others. Might be a little bit awkward for people who aren't planning on doing that frequently, since it's located so close to the others that you might accidentally hit it. The quick panel here is much more useful than it used to be, because now you have quick and easy access to a bunch of different settings with just a tap or two, whereas it used to require going into the settings and rooting your way around. Now you just tap that button and up they come, and so you get your notifications, access to settings, you can adjust the screen brightness, turn on the Wi-Fi, disable notifications, GPS, sound, rotation, Bluetooth, and enter flight mode, all from this screen. Or again, you can go into the detailed settings if you need to. There's a couple of new things in settings, but first let's take a look at a few more of the little applications that set TouchWiz apart. First, we now have access to mini apps, and you get to those just by dragging up from the bottom of the screen. Make it go away here. And we've got 6 icons here. One is for a task manager, which will show you currently open tasks that you can just go ahead and close, or you can end all, or you can see how much memory is being used and clear your memory. There's a calendar application that shows events that are upcoming, gives you the ability to create events at without opening the full calendar, etc. Come on. There's a world clock, so we can see time in different locations. And I just updated a couple of minutes ago, so some of these things are going to become more useful as you use them more. There's a note-taking app called Pen Memo, which you can either scribble on or you can switch to keyboard input. There's a calculator, which works like a calculator. And finally, music player controls, so that you can pull this up from anywhere, no matter what application you're using, and control media playback. So if you're listening to music while you surf the web, you don't have to switch over to the media player, you can just pull that up. Now, the thing that's a little bit annoying about this mini app tray is that they're always there, and there's nothing you can do to change them. You can't put different icons here. So these are supposed to be frequently used applications, but I don't know how often you're really going to need to use the world clock or even the calculator. And the task manager is an interesting idea. It's something I think a lot of people want, the ability to close applications instead of just sort of minimizing them in the background, but that's something that Google has sort of resisted. And as you can see here, the mini apps, if you don't make it go away, it's not going to go away. Now, the other thing that's really new here are a series of widgets, which I believe Samsung calls live panels. And these give information, detailed information at a glance, that's constantly updated, and load full-blown applications. So for instance, we've got a weather widget here, and you can add multiple locations and view different details. I don't really have time for that. So that's one of the panels. There's an image panel here, there's a clock panel. And there's a social hub, which is actually a pretty neat way to view updates from multiple social networks at a glance. And you can also, right now I have it tied to my Twitter account and my Facebook account. You can also tie in your email accounts, and you can do multiple email accounts. If you go to the social hubs, you can also just view individual, you can view all feeds, you can go to messages and view your email messages, and you can go in here and add accounts. Now what's interesting here is that when you go to add an account, you can only add one Twitter account and then it disappears from this list. You can add one Facebook account and it disappears, one LinkedIn account. You can do multiple email accounts though, so that's kind of nice. What else is new? We've got the Music Hub, which is a music player that's run by, or powered by 7 Digital, and clearly I haven't set that up yet, but it gives you the opportunity to purchase songs, view top songs. There's some free titles, but for the most part it's 11 million songs available for purchase and download to your device. There's a Media Hub application that works similarly, and you can sign in with your Samsung account. I've got over here one that's already been set up and isn't using my account. So let's go to that Media Hub. Okay, currently it has not already been set up. But this will give you recent movies, TV shows that have aired just the prior day, and access to purchase those and download them onto multiple Samsung devices. And let's go and open the browser here so that I can show you. The keyboard, which... Okay, so the default keyboard is the Samsung keyboard, but you can also switch the keyboard to enable Swipe, which is a new version of Swipe designed for tablets, and which should pop up. Here we go. So we can do, and it doesn't know the URL of my website, but you can also type it manually. Okay, well that didn't quite go in right. Now you can also resize the Swipe keyboard, so you can position it in different places, and swiping might actually be easier dragging your finger across the smaller display than using the full screen display, and of course it works in portrait and landscape mode. So that's a quick look at the Swipe keyboard, and make sure I'm not missing any other major changes here. I think that's pretty much it. There's also a new setting in the location and security area that allows you to check a Find My Mobile device, and what that'll let you do is sign in with a Samsung account onto a computer and locate the physical location on a map where your device is. So if you leave it in the backseat of a cab or lose it somewhere in your house, you can log in and find it. You can send a ringtone to it to make a ring so you can find it if it fell between the couch cushions. A little bit harder to do with a 10-inch tablet than it is with a phone, but still kind of a nice feature. And yeah. So overall, again, I've only played with it for a couple of minutes, but TouchWiz does seem to add some functionality. It's not just sort of visual eye candy. It also does make the device a little bit more useful in some places. I think the mini apps, I like the idea of being able to do things like load the music player app in a small window on top of other applications. I wish that there was a way to customize these items or to install more third-party apps. That might be a possibility in the future. And the social hub is kind of a nice touch, and if you don't want to use some of these widgets on the home screen, you don't have to. You can always just tap them and hold them and drag them to the trash bin. There we go, remove. I'm going to leave this one here for now until I figure out how to play with it a little bit more, but there you go. So again, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and a first look at the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1 running TouchWiz software. In this demo, I think some things are running a little bit slower than they will eventually, and that's because I literally just set this up a few minutes ago, and it's downloading updates as we speak to synchronize with my Gmail account or with my Google account. But overall, I'll be running some more tests, experimenting a little bit more with user interface, and I'll have more details at liliputing.com soon. And this is, yeah.